Hey guys, Anthony here. So, I know I made that unboxing video a while back, and I know I told you guys I was going to make a review for the Genesis Electric Longboard, but I've just been really busy with school and studying. I have finals coming up, and today I have a little bit of time to squeeze in the review, so I'm going to do that for you guys right now. Alright, so the actual specs for the board were that the board can go 20 miles per hour and can go 20 miles on a single charge. Okay, realistically, I'm able to go max speed, about, but 22 is about my max speed that I can hit on the board. And then, realistically, the miles that I can actually go on a single charge is only about 10 to 11, maybe 12 miles max. And that's if you're going maybe like at a consistent 10, 11 miles per hour with like no hills. But I usually get about 10, 11 miles maximum on a single charge. Then once the board gets to about 50%, you can definitely feel that the board has lost some of the power, and you're no longer able to go up inclines that are 15% hill grade. You're probably able to go maybe about 5 to 7. Like, it drops so quickly once you're at that 50% line, and you can tell because the board has 4 green LEDs on it, and once you're at that second one, just the amount of power that the board puts out is a lot less. Like, the torque is definitely cut down. It takes a little bit longer to build up to that max speed, but you're still able to get there. And once you're a little lower than, I want to say, 35%, the board just like has no power. Like, you're gonna be going 7 miles per hour max. So there's just like a significant, very significant drop in power once you're at one bar. But the board goes over bumps and cracks very well. Me going over bumps, I haven't lost any connection due to it. But other than that, the board is built very well, and it's very strong. Now, riding through water is something that's not recommended from Genesis. The board isn't waterproof, and I doubt it's water resistant. But I have ridden it in the rain, and I have ridden it through some pretty big puddles where I've actually gotten pretty wet. Um, and the board held up fine. One thing I can say though is that bolts and hardware start to become loose once you're riding. There's a bolt that's down there. Bolt is right here. That bolt came undone, and this whole thing just came off. So I had to backtrack, and I had to go back and try to find that bolt. The vibrations that you're gonna experience are gonna loosen the bolts pretty severely. Like, my trucks are very loose, and when I mean the trucks, I don't mean like the kingpin and that nut that holds the whole thing together. I mean, it's like those 4 bolts that hold the truck onto the board itself. But other than that, the board is holding it very well. I haven't, like, none of the bolts have fallen off from the wheels itself, which is a big plus, because if that were to fall off my board. Um, but one thing I also don't like is that there's no Genesis has decided to put the grip tape over the entire board, and not um, they decided to put grip tape over the entire board. But what I don't like is that they covered up the bolts. So if you want to tighten them down, because if they're getting loose, you can't. You have to peel off the whole grip tape and then tighten them and then put on a new sheet, which is what I'm gonna do, because I don't like having loose trucks that are probably gonna make me fall off my board. But other than some bolts becoming loose and coming off, what I did was I just tightened them down until I felt that they were appropriate, and then I just put some thread locker on, and so far that seems to be holding up very well. Thread locker was only like $5 a bottle, and I don't mind paying $5. Do I think this board is a great deal for $500? I think it's a great deal for $500. You're getting a board that is significantly cheaper than every other electric longboard on the market. And when you buy this board, you're actually getting a very decent board for the price that you're paying. Now, what I do like that Genesis is doing, they're also offering extra batteries that you could put on your board. So once one battery dies, you can swap it out and put it on, and there you go, you get another 10, 11 miles out of your board. So that's something I do like that Genesis is doing very well. But the board is For $500, I give this board 8 out of 10, only because the slight disconnection problems and bolts becoming loose. Other than that, this board is doing very well. Joe Kaiser, this part's going out to you. I know that you had a bad experience with your Genesis electric longboard, and I know that Genesis sucks at coming back and responding to you, because I sent them a video of something I thought was a problem. Turns out it wasn't. But they never got back to me, and I emailed them a few times, but they never got back to me. So Genesis electric longboard has no regard for their customers. It's bad for a company to dish out a product and for it to have problems and to not even get back to their customers. Joe Kaiser has been putting out videos on his YouTube channel for maybe months now, and he's not even getting any regard for his board. It's also unprofessional of a new company that's coming out. Joe Kaiser was one of the first people to talk about your boards, and you guys aren't even giving him the respect that he deserves. So Joe Kaiser, I'm sorry you didn't get a good experience, but I'm hoping Genesis electric longboard can give you a better working longboard, because I know that those first batches of longboards were not the best. I know I didn't get the first batch of longboards, but I know that they should take it to accountability, and they should give you your longboard, because you deserve to have a good experience just like other people do, just like I did. Alright guys, that's my whole rant on the Genesis electric longboard. Do I recommend it? Yes. Do I give it 10 out of 10? No, I give it an 8, but this board is definitely a great buy. Props to you, Genesis, for making a decent board. Only thing I would say is cut out some holes for the bolts on the grip tape. And this is just one thing. I'm not sure if Genesis did this on purpose, or if this is how these trucks are meant to be, because I've never ridden reverse kingpin trucks like this. But I'm gonna grab the camera right now. I'm sorry, I hate doing that. This bolt right here, this one right here, this is the one that came undone and which allowed the whole truck to fall apart. Now what I don't like is that you need to tighten this bolt. Usually you need to tighten this bolt up on top to tighten the whole thing and to keep it in place. But this bolt is the entire kingpin, which is weird because the kingpin's usually on the bottom down here. So I don't know if Genesis longboards did that on purpose, where they wanted the kingpin on top and the nut on the bottom. But I'm gonna see if I can maybe put the nut on top and switch the kingpin out to the bottom. Yeah, I don't know if that's how where these reverse trucks are supposed to be, where the kingpin is on top and the nut's on the bottom, and that's how you tighten the board. Let me know how you guys liked the video, what you guys liked, what you guys didn't like. Leave a comment down below your experience for the Genesis electric longboard, and I'll definitely comment back. I know I'm not very active on my YouTube, but I'm hoping to be more active. I'll possibly show you guys a video of me riding, but there's already so many people riding their longboards around that you don't need another person riding. So I might not even do that, but just let me know. If you guys want to see it, I'll definitely crank it out and show you guys. I'll even post up a video where I can get the max speed displayed, and then I can show you guys proof that the board can go at 22 miles per hour. But thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Comment down below if you have any questions or any regard to the video. And thanks, guys. Have a good one.